Nathan here with Citizen Nerd again, and today we're actually going to look at a couple different things. We're going to look at network switches and network hubs, and what the difference between the two are, and why you should never keep a hub in your network. We're actually going to go through why you shouldn't, and then actually demonstrate the problems with leaving a hub in your network and the nightmare that will cause you. So let's get right to it. All right, you're now looking at a picture of the switches that I have on one of my data racks here at home. You got a couple Cisco and HP and that hub that we use for initial testing. Basically, the difference between them is the understanding of what's going on as traffic flows through it. The hub has really basically no understanding of what's going through it. It simply sends it. So one thing comes in some particular port and it goes out every single port. So a noise on one port caused by a bad network card will affect every other port. So it really has no understanding. Whereas the switches have the basic understanding of what's going on with layer 2. And all the switches there are actually layer 3 switches as well. Thus, they have more understanding of how routing the traffic needs to happen, understanding what's around itself and everything else. So they have a significant amount of intelligence to be able to deal with the traffic that's flowing through it. So if one thing has a problem, it won't actually affect everything else on your network, typically. Okay, we're ready to install Ubuntu Linux onto this machine to start with. Then we'll install it to that one. Those are the two we actually use for data transfer back and forth. We'll use the Mac, which is sitting over there, for a ping device, and the server that's sitting down here is a secondary ping device, so ping from there to there through ye old hub. So we'll use the hub and we'll actually watch it kind of fail under a massive barrage. Now pinging, it doesn't have any problem at all. It pings just fine until you really start using it, and then you see it fail miserably bad. So we'll skip through this and then go ahead and install this, and then we'll have Ubuntu running. So we're back here, and I'm going to show you a couple things going on here. First of all, I have ping going on here, and I'm pinging the desktop, the server that's actually sitting on the bottom of my card here. I've just got a ping going, running on it. Now, you see the switch here, and the power fluctuation. Nice. Okay. Anyway, kind of tell me I need a UPS at home, apparently. Okay, and I got two more PCs here, and I've got them running both on Ubuntu Linux. Alright, so you can see the collision lights are here. And there's the isolation segment lights, but we're going to be watching the collision lights here. Okay, so all I'm going to do is go up here, and let's go to YouTube. Let's do a Google search for it here. And notice the collision lights immediately coming on. Now, that caused a massive slowdown on our network. It went from an average of 1.8 or so to 75. Now, if you watch on the screen here, it's pinging on that side, just the server right below it. So let's click on YouTube here. Notice the isolation, or the collision lights come on, and then we hit 55. 36, 1, the collisions are horrible all at once. I'll start my Minecraft video. And I mute it. Yeah. Now, you see the collision lights going on here? And our times are 106. I'm getting solid 2s. And the collision lights, they're just solid. And all I'm doing is streaming one video. And it's literally overwhelming this network. And it's a simple network here, of course. It was just overwhelming it. It stopped up. They probably went ahead and loaded. Yeah, it's got most of the video loaded. So I'm going to pause that. So you get an idea just how really bad a hub is. Hubs cannot keep up with the traffic flow very well. So let me go to something like Ubuntu, and you just bring up a web page. Its collision lights just slamming on. All right, so let's download Ubuntu desktop here. We'll just click a download. Now, the collision lights are just solid. So we're downloading it. Spot the screen there. We're getting downloaded at 190k per second. I don't know. And I have one device actually doing something on this network. This one here is pinging a server that's sitting down here, and this top one here is downloading, and that's it. I'm not even using the bottom one to do anything yet. So if I started a second download, it would probably overwhelm the switch, and I'd actually start dropping packets. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's go on here. This is on the second computer now. The first one's still downloading. So we'll go to YouTube on it. And let's start the, let's go back to that RAM video. It's a pretty basic one, but it works pretty well. Okay. Now leave that, but let's run it in HD. Will it let us do HD? Yeah, it's only going to let us do 360. Okay, now we're going to start with this. We're going to actually start a video on the laptop here, and then we'll copy a file from here to there. Okay, you can now see the ping, and there's a 108, 276, 117. So all we're doing is we're playing a video on the laptop from YouTube. So we've got one video playing and copying one file, and you can see the collision lights are just solid, and our pings are going up. They're actually, I've got 158 up there, 78, 63. So simply put, the more things you have in this, the worse things get. And there's no way to deal with regulation of capacities and such. So now we'll swap this out for a switch and show you the difference. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with the switch. I've got an HP network switch plugged in here, and it, just for everyone's knowledge, it's a HP 2520-24-PoE gig switch. So I've established our pings. They're sitting there at about 0.4, 0.5. So I'm going to start the video. Okay. And I'm going to start the copy. Copy 2. We're going to put it on our desktop. Yes. And we will replace it. Okay. Now, on the hub, we were seeing several hundred at this point. We were seeing hundreds and 200s. And if you notice now, there's a 2, there's a 3, a 1, and we're both playing the video and copying the file. Needless to say, switches are a lot more stable. Okay, we're back. Simply put, don't put these in your network. I'll show you a link to one that's currently available, another brand of this same idea though, that's available right now on eBay. Other than something fun to play around with just because it's really not good for your network, but other than that, please don't use these. It is just not a good idea. They've had their day, and they're done.